What's up, y'all? It's Dan Camacho, Dan Crypto Camacho here. Today, I want to talk about Cursor and Replit and what's going on in the AI world today. Got to take a break from crypto. I mean, AI is exploding extremely fast, and if you don't catch up fast, you're going to be left in the dust. Now you can actually build applications using Replit, using Cursor, and using different AI models and have it build actual web applications for you from scratch with literally zero coding experience whatsoever. I'm going to give you several examples. I'm going to start just coding from scratch, showing you the different environment that I've set up. And keep in mind, I am not a coder by trade. I am a marketer by trade. I traditionally have not ever learned how to code and do not know how to code. I do know how to make websites, not necessarily coding, but by using different platforms. And this is similar. Now, programming and software development is becoming more based on platforms and frameworks rather than actual coding itself. And if you look at what I'm about to talk about, all right, let me just share this screen with you real quick, all right? So I'm talking about Replit and Cursor combined. What you're looking at right there, it's a view of Replit, a coding environment, and this is a view of Cursor, a Cursor coding environment. Now, don't worry, this is not going to get extremely technical, but I do want to show you what I've actually been able to build literally with zero coding experience whatsoever, and I'm only just now getting started. A lot of this stuff is just coming out today. People are posting it all over the internet, and people are getting really excited because non-traditional coders, non-skilled coders like myself can now actually code web applications with no skills to code at all, right? You can build Python Flask applications. You can build React JavaScript applications. You can build PHP applications. You can build all different types of applications within this Replit environment right here. Today, I'm going to specifically focus on an app that I'm building, an AI-powered recipe generator. You can see how it kind of looks in the background. And let me just make this a little bit better of a view for you. But you can see here, I've built this entire kind of front-end UI using the system that I'm about to show you. I built a homepage. I've built a recipes gallery with the search box down here. Don't worry about the images not populating. I'll talk about that in a moment. I'm still building this. I've built an actual recipe generator. I'm building a blog. It's not perfect right now. I need to change it. I don't love that UI, but we're going to build that out. I'm building a contact page. I built a very slick dashboard page or a profile page, if you will, for your profile, which you can see right here. The recipes are going to show up right here. And don't ask me why I'm choosing a recipe generator. I don't really know why I'm choosing a recipe generator. I just chose the recipe generator to learn how to use this stuff and think at one point it'll teach me how to use an image generator. Will teach me how to use different frameworks to build out a web application. Will also let me build a UI around a concept. And in this case, it's a recipe generator. And it has the potential to, get shared and go viral because of the fun, kind of interesting recipes that you can create. If you see here, I've added to the generate, use existing ingredients, create a new recipe, or create new food invention. Then you go and you can actually go through and kind of create this. So we're going to get fun with it. But I want to show you the process now of how we actually go through. And I'll actually start coding it in real time. This application is not built yet. It's only just begun. I've only just started to do the front end right here, as you can see. All right. So like I said, I'm using Replit. I'm using Cursor AI. I'm going to jump into my Cursor environment. So at a later video, I'll show you how to actually connect this together. But right now, I just want to show you the power of the two systems working together and showing you actually how it builds the interface literally in real time as you're watching through using English language. It's actually pretty incredible, pretty phenomenal what it does. And let's jump into it, all right? So right here is the code base for Replit. And then over here is the web window that you can see that I'm looking at the actual application. And you do have to connect Cursor and Replit together. Now we're going to jump into Cursor. So this is exactly my code base that we were just looking at in Replit. It's been kind of remotely logged into with SSH within Cursor so I can access the files. But now I can chat with this AI composer right here, and I can tell it in English exactly what I want to do and tell it how I want to build the app and what I want to actually build out. Okay, so this is Cursor. So let's go back over to the actual page itself. All right, so this is the page, the AI-powered recipe generator. What do I want to do? Let's see. I've already built the search functionality. I actually want to put a border around this box right here. Let's go put a border around this call to action box. we'll jump right back over to Cursor right here. And we'll say, let's see, we'll say, let's create a border around the call to action box. Let's see, was it below the first row of featured recipes on the recipe page? The border should be the same color as the CTA button. All right, let's let this go again in the background. And now what it does in the background here, if you can see, it's actually thinking and it's actually composing, how am I going to do this task that I'm being asked? In this case, I just asked a small task just to put a border around this box right here, but I've asked it many other tasks, right? That's exactly how I've built this entire page. These different recipe cards were built the exact same way. The search bar, everything else was built in exactly the same way. Let's go back to Cursor. Let's see what it's doing. Oh, it started its magic. It said, certainly, I'll modify the call to action box to include a border that matches the color of the CTA button. Here's the updated section for the call to action, button, recipes, components, and it's doing its magic, right? So it's changing the recipes file. It's adding a border. It's telling you what it's doing. And then it's basically completing it and asking me if I want to accept the changes. In this case, I'm going to save the changes so that I can revert them if they don't look good. I'm going to go back over to my window, and then I'm going to go back over here, and boom, look what it did. It actually added a border, just like I asked, and right around the call to action, same color, right around the exact box that I asked for. All right, this is awesome. So it looks like now the padding is a little bit too tight on this page. Let's ask it to increase the padding just slightly because it's a bit tight. It looks like it's getting a little crowded on the page. Okay, the recipes page is looking a bit crowded. Can you please increase the padding where appropriate? To provide a better experience and a less crowded look and feel. Caution, don't pad too much initially. All right, this is a very simple ask as well. It should just be able to do that very quickly. I'll get into some more bigger things here in a moment, but I'm just going to kind of keep coding through this. And I'm just going to show you, how we actually do this. So we're coding. It's thinking. The AI Cursor right now, it's just thinking, hasn't actually started doing its bit. So there are a few setup steps in this process, and I'll get into that in later videos. It's thinking now, and it's actually about to start coding. Yep, certainly I'll adjust the padding and spacing. Now, it does take a minute to start coding. And, keep in mind that this is developing in real time. So if it takes a few seconds to think and to code and to put all these pieces together, I mean, give it a break, right? We're coding literally at lightning speed in real time as non-coders. So this is absolutely insane. And I'm curious your comments in the feedback down below if you find this interesting and what your thoughts are on it, because I want to teach you how to do this yourself. All right, let's see here. I think it's still thinking. Okay. It's thinking, it's applying now. It added more padding. As it's kind of doing its thing there, let's take a look around the site. Oh, just came up with an error. And this does definitely happen while using this system. It's actually going through and applying the changes in real time. See how it's still applying? So these changes have not been fully finished. I'm going to save all. Now they have. We should have a corrected environment. Oh, it is still broken. So it still further broke the program. Usually you could pull up the errors down here in Cursor. In this case, it actually didn't give us any errors, but yet it's giving us this huge byte error. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this down into the window, and I'm going to let it go through this and see if it can fix it. If it can't, then I'll probably reject the changes that it has made. It's important that while you're doing this, you don't accept the changes right away, because if you accept them, you can't actually revert them back to where they were before when you had a working app. You actually have to save all the different commands that it's doing, all the implementations that it's doing. Go ahead and save those first check the work. And if it's not the way you want it, or if there's errors, continue working with the AI before accepting all of those. Okay. So it's done. It's doing that. Let's check out what it's done. Oh, still got an error. Oh no, actually it looks like it fixed it. All right. Is the padding a bit better? It's slightly better. It's not completely better, but it's slightly better. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. This is pretty good, but it is looking a little bit crowded. All right, maybe now what we want to do is create, actually, let's move on to a different page. I'm kind of